Erica Lorraine Spencer here. This is the P.O.C. pattern of conduct, the ongoing real-time documentation of what is the criminal pattern of conduct of federal stalking in violation of 18 U.S.C. sections 2261A subsection 1 and subsection 2. This is the pattern of conduct underway by a public entity, that is the state of California, that is engaging in federal stalking in concert with the people of the state of California. So this is group conduct. And this is the practicing of what are the criminal elements of monitoring amongst what is the demon possessed. And so this is what is documentation of terrorism as it is underway by a public entity in concert with the people of the state who are in the shoes of the government as this criminal system is in ceaseless operation. And as the state engages in this demented group conduct, this is revealing how the public entity, that is the state of California, that is in the United States of America, how terrorism of an American citizen plays out, what that looks like, how that is facilitated amongst a people, amongst a government, how it is public corruption in plain sight, and not only that, how you formulate policy and how you prosecute that which is demonic conduct, it's demonic activity, but that which is in no way impervious to prosecution in federal court, and being subject to ratification into federal policy. This is the P.O.C. Erica Lorraine Spencer here. It is currently Friday. It is December 3rd, 2021. It's currently 10:02 a.m. And this is documentation as to the ongoing criminal act by the state of California that is engaging in federal stalking. An entirely demented system underway of the demon-possessed, incorporating a government that's operating such a demonic system of targeting. It is in violation of 18 U.S.C. section 2261A subsections 1 and 2, as the government, via the people of the state of California, are monitoring an American citizen, myself, via communication devices. And the people are engaged in what is ongoing stalking as a group. This is referred to as group stalking, gang stalking, and doing so vicariously on behalf of the state. The state's pattern of conduct is currently underway, and speaking to as the pattern of conduct, third-party facilitating venue, Stater Brothers at 646 West Holt, which is enveloped within the venue as I've isolated it for purposes of location of where I am subject to the system, and as the state is literally stalking via the people and stalking with an entire environment, the Ontario Village Shopping Center in the city of Ontario. I do board Omnitrans third party at 8:49 a.m. at the BNG Plaza, on Route 61, and I am subject to that system. And this is the people, this is the government monitoring via means of interstate commerce while they are literally stalking while I'm on that bus, boarding the bus to engage in that stalking and surveillance on behalf of the state, in concert with the state. And I do arrive in the city of Fontana, where I do capture what is the state stalking with its ongoing environment. And this is indicated by what is the state's light source, that which is not the sun, which I capture directly over my head, while the San Bernardino County Fire Department engages in the demonic pattern of stalking with light, using its sirens. Those are demons robed in what is the status as the fire. That is the state acting directly in that capacity, and that is terrorism, while they are engaging in a number of things. First of all, the demonstration of demon possession, which is terrorism. They are stalking, and that is also terrorism while the state engages in such conduct. And you have the use of such sirens and lights, which is criminal facilitation, while the people of the state are stalking in concert with that entity. And I do capture that on video at 9:53 a.m. where I am on Sierra Avenue in Arrow at the Fontana Chamber of Commerce, and the state's fake sun is right over my head. And again, the immediate contrast that I'm making for purposes of understanding what is stalking with light, and this is that which is not the sun, that is directly over my head in the sky, while the state is creating that facilitating activity and crossing path with the people of the state, who I identify that video at 9:53 and 24 hours earlier. I still remain at the Ontario Open Family Community Library, where I'm drawing you the immediate contrast with what is now 48 hours earlier, and at 9:53 a.m. I'm capturing what is the state's fake sun is I am at the B&G Plaza. The Ontario Police Department, the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department are crossing path. This is at 9:44 a.m. at 10 a.m. And I'm showing you these are timestamps relevant to what the state is doing with the light source that is not possibly the sun. And at 9:53 a.m. in the city of Fontana, as I am approaching the facilitating venue of the Fontana Lewis Library today on December 3rd, and that light source is documented again in what is a grand departure and speaking to what is not the sun, as it is maintaining central presence over my head as I am en route to the city of Fontana to the Fontana Lewis Library. This is documentation of what is demonic activity that is practiced by a state, which is terrorism, that is stalking in violation of Title 18, and that is also terrorism, as it is doing in concert with the people of the state in violation of Title 18, as they are corporately stalking, engaging in surveillance, and monitoring with communication devices in violation of Title 18, and that is also terrorism, while this demonic system is underway, which is terrorism as well, stalking with in such demented fashions, and doing so with every single person that is around you, which is referred to as relevant positioning, while they are stalking in the path on behalf of that government, exercising absolutely zero constitutional rights and doing so on behalf of the government, engaging in that criminal system. I am currently at the Fontana Lewis Library. I did get off of, again, at the Fontana Metrolink train station, the Route 61 bus, and I did capture an image of that. You have what is that Omnitrans bus driven by employee number 2953, the African-American male, where I did board on, again, at the B&G Plaza and got off at the Fontana Metrolink train station. And this is currently an ongoing crime that I'm documenting. This is P.O.C. It's currently 10:07, and I'm at the Fontana Lewis Library, and the same entity, that is the people of the state, are engaged in ongoing stalking and surveillance. And inherent to that pattern of conduct is the sexual violence and that terrorizing threat, as what are psychopaths of that same mutual condition. This is demon possession, vicariously acting on behalf of a government that is also present by virtue of their presence. It is currently 10:07 a.m. and that is P.O.C. All right, I want to document what is the ongoing terrorism as the demon-possessed are, and that is the people of the state as I'm identifying them pursuant to their true, genuine condition, which is speaking to the harassment that demons engage in, stalking with noise, while the state is amplifying the noise that they are making with simultaneity to everything that I'm doing, both on the desktop. I'm sitting at FONPL02. What you hear right now, that's the sound of a door closure, which is made louder than it actually is. You have what is crossing a path and what is projected directed light, which is how these demons are creating light activity while they are engaging in what is surveillance and stalking on behalf of the state inside of this venue. And what I'm capturing also is the criminal intent to engage in obstruction of justice while they are monitoring on the venue of the internet and in violation of Title 18. This is what the criminal system is. You also have what is that ongoing criminal motive. So these demons are engaging in the P.O.C. with an ongoing criminal objective to try to obstruct everything that I am publishing on the internet. And pay attention to that, because I'm publishing what is the state's stalking and surveillance conduct in concert with the people pursuant to what was leaving the venue of Economy Inn at 231 South Euclid Avenue. And then I returned to what was the Ontario Museum of History and Arts at the intersection of where it's Holt Boulevard and Euclid Avenue in Ontario, where the state engaged in a grand departure, again, from remaining over the venue of the Economy Inn for the duration of the day, as it did while I was at that venue documenting the criminal system, the satanic conduct of the people of the state and the government, and the state engaged in keeping its fake sun right over me at that museum as I slept outside, and the state keeping its fake sun over my head as I went from venue to venue documenting that, including the kidnapping that occurred on June 18, 2021 by the same exact entity that is to date engaging in ongoing criminal activity, engaging in ongoing theft of activity, as I have also documented, engaging in what is obstruction of justice, and that's what I'm publishing, and this is what the entity is engaging in what is demonic conduct. They're demons, they're psychopaths, they're sex offenders, because you need to understand that same stalking with noise as I seek to publish, for example, or in other words, click on the mouse to publish something or to select to paste something. You have a demon that'll use the closure of a door, which is amplified. It's audible activity in the engineered light. This is the ongoing demonic formula. And this is speaking to what is terrorism, and I'm documenting it at what is the venue of the Fontana Lewis Library. It is currently 12:38 p.m., and this is the ongoing pattern of conduct, speaking to that ongoing P.O.C. as I remain here subject to that criminal system. P.O.C. All right, it is currently 2:08 p.m. I did capture what is the entity stalking that is following into the private space in order to engage in presence on behalf of the government. And this is at the state facilitating venue, which is the Fontana Lewis Library. Not only am I capturing what is the state's fake son that is remaining over, speaking to what is a vicarious presence on behalf of the state, and that vicarious presence engaging in what is sexual violence, stalking inside of that private space, which is terrorizing conduct, while those psychopaths are engaging in that criminal system inside of that with the intent to do so, while they maintain presence, while they enter before and while inside of that space, knowledge of what you're doing, regardless of whether they enter or not. Okay, this is demonic activity. This is the sex offender that's entering inside. And I documented that, and I've also captured what is the directed light. You're listening to what's audible activity. That's a demon that's in a bathroom stall engaging in federal stalking and doing so on behalf of the government. You have what is directed light that's also in the venue, where the demons are maintaining what is, and I'm referring to them because this is literally what their condition is, and I'm going to prosecute the government for engaging in what is terrorism as you are listening to the elements as they're underway, monitoring my communication device while I document the sex offender in real time. All right, so you're talking about what is a vicious sex offender. Directed light is in the venue, and the state's fake son following to this location as well. This is Fontana Lewis Library, acting in concert with the state. Demons corporately monitoring with the state while they are providing what is relevant positioning and audible activity. This is a demented psychopath that goes to such extent, and this is revealing that pattern of conduct as it is underway. It's 2:10 p.m., and I did document that in images as well. This is P.O.C. Alrighty, I also did document what is that ongoing remaining presence, which is the sexually violent threat. You're speaking to the location of that directed light, the impossibility of what is the presence of that light, communicating that terrorizing threat, and this is also while the sex offender is monitoring your documentation, and I did capture that upon exit of the private space. What you're witnessing also are literal psychopaths and sexually violent psychopaths representing the state, all of them together, who are together engaging in what is corporate invasion of privacy, stalking inside of that private space, and you are looking at what is the environment that they are in, stalking together on behalf of the government, and what is the maintenance, the determined maintenance of that presence and that sexually violent and desperate, very extreme conduct that the entity engages in, and maintaining that presence on behalf of the state. That is terrorizing conduct while they are all engaging in that surveillance and presence inside of that venue as it is represented by that third party that's acting on behalf of the people. That's terrorism, and that is a very violent sex offender while they are engaging in conduct as though they're doing anything other than that. That is going to the prosecution of the people. This is revealing the demented system that is in operation in the state of California, and what is the condition of those demented actors. They're acting on behalf of every single documented actor and the government that is a sex offender. And that is the direct evidence of what is a psychopath. All right, and that's exactly what you're going to prosecute. That is sexual violence at the venue of the Lewis Library. It's 2:15 p.m. P.O.C. License 8JQL404 is on video under the fake sun and in directed light, engaging in facilitation, monitoring with minors as well. These are demons who are under the age of 18 who are stalking, monitoring in concert with the government, by the way. That's the context of that. And I'm capturing in video what is the state's fake sun that's over the Fontana Lewis Library at 3:15 p.m. And what I'm showing you in the beginning is what is a demon that is focused on me, stalking in the path, engaging in surveillance on behalf of the entity, ruffling a chip bag or a bag. It's the substance of it is what is audible activity. Okay, and so you have what is the maintenance of noise inside of the venue. You have what is the maintenance of directed light inside of the venue. You have what is the maintenance of presence inside of the venue. And you have what is the maintenance of that fake sun over the venue. And I want to be clear, that presence which you're witnessing is the ongoing stalking of the environment. But this is common sense. The state is engaging in stalking with the fake sun. But even with that position over the roof, that's not going to result in what are the directed light that invades through the windows, touching on the surfaces and on the walls. And also as these demons patrol inside what is projected directed light, while their shadows are appearing around me, showing their focus and the fact that they're stalking, knowledge of who I am, where I am, what I am doing as I'm doing it, that is the ongoing specific signature. At 3:15 p.m., the state's fake sun is visible as I stand outside of the entrance of the Ontario Ovitt Family Community Library, and as I do so, I am facing what is west toward the Ontario Town Square, where the state is changing the color of its fake sun, like it's setting. All right. And then you're talking about what I've also documented, 427 as I exit. And then we go to what is Mountain Avenue in Ontario, and the state is acting like the sun is setting, and it's in perfect alignment with me in that parking lot. This is all coexisting with what I'm showing you while the state is stalking with its fake sun. And that is speaking to what is the sex offender that enters into the bathroom. And like I said, I'm documenting the entity as the entity enters through any demon-possessed stalker that is engaging in that stalking activity inside of that private space. And that is what you are placing electric fence around. That is documentation of the entirety of that entity acting in concert with the public entity that is a sex offender. And that is the people of the state that are sex offenders, okay, going to that desperate extreme in what is an entirely desperate environment, which is terrorism, okay, while they're all stalking together. All right, and that is why you have what is not the sun over the Fontana Lewis Library, as you clearly see it in video at 3:15 p.m. It's currently 3:20 p.m. That is P.O.C. This is amplified audible activity. It's occurring in what is directed light and under what is not the sun. And it is a means of monitoring while that demon that's in another room that cannot see me is using that method of stalking with activity in the same way that you see what is a third-party group stalker, a demon that is engaged in surveillance, focused on me, conducting themselves outwardly as though they are doing something else. That is the terrorism by the psychopaths that are the people of the state, stalking with noise while they're in what is direct light under the fake sun. I want to speak to the common sense aspect also, what I'm pointing out. As I'm documenting, for example, on November 26th, and the state kept its fake sun over the B&G Plaza, that is literally what you witnessed. Over my head while I'm facing south and capturing it from morning until late afternoon after 3 p.m. And then what did I do on the November 26th? I went east on Route 61 to the Starbucks located at 111 North Vineyard Avenue. And at that Starbucks, the state kept its fake sun in the window of that bus, in conflict with being in the window of the bus, and remaining over me as I go to the city of Fontana this morning, by the way. And before this morning, this is what the state was doing day in and day out, moving from keeping alignment with me as I go in transit to a different location, including the Ontario overfit, because being over the B&G Plaza over my head is distinct from being over my head at that address of 215 E.C. Street at the Over Family Community Library. All right, but regardless, you're talking about remaining over that address of the B&G Plaza all day long till after 3:15, and then I get on the bus and I go to that Starbucks where I'm capturing in that parking lot of the Ontario Airport Plaza the state's fake sun in alignment, perfect alignment with me, as I have traveled east from the B&G Plaza after it remained over my head at the B&G Plaza, acting as though it was setting. And I told you the state's pattern is changing the color, acting as though it's moving some direction west after it remains all day long. And it is not going anywhere, and that is why it migrated east to remain within eyeshot as I'm capturing it in a picture in alignment with me after I have traveled east on Hope Boulevard in the city of Ontario. And what I captured today is the state's fake sun at 3:15 p.m. visible over the roof of the Fontana Lewis Library. And by the way, as I'm capturing the San Bernardino County Fire Department of the Fontana District, using its lights and sirens, which is facilitating conduct under that environment in criminal facilitation with regard to the prosecution of that entity. Under what is the state's fake sun that's over me, I want to be clear, that is Arrow and Sierra Avenue, and the state's fake sun is following me to the same location. It is over the roof of the same venue. I just want to be clear. And this is remaining in the city of Fontana, and that is a total departure from ever being, in other words, you have not only being over the entrance and then the parking lot and then the back of the Ontario Over Family Community Library within moments. You have what is the inability to ever capture if that was actually the sun in Ontario, where it's over the roof of the Fontana Lewis Library. And there is no mistake about that. That's why you're looking at what is directed light that's touching the parking lot of the grounds of the Fontana Lewis Library. There is no illusion with regard, it's farther away than, no, the state's fake sun is a hovering light source. It's right over the roof, and it maintains presence over my head. And not only that, the state is aiming what is directed light onto the floor inside of this venue, which is light activity that is also not going to occur even if that was the sun inside through the windows. That's the state's directed light, and that is the state's fake sun. And that is just one example, okay? Because at 10 o'clock in the morning, if that was actually the sun when the Ontario Police Department are providing documentation of the fact that they're demon-possessed and that they are stalking, they know exactly who I am. Not because they're kidnappers, but because they're demon-possessed stalkers engaging in federal stalking. That's why that directed light appears next to that vehicle at 10 p.m. I'm sorry, at 10 a.m. when I'm at the B&G Plaza. You have what is the inability to ever capture that light source, what would be over the roof of the Fontana Lewis at 9:53 in the morning, and then it's remaining over the Lewis Library at 3:15 p.m. Okay, so you're just talking about an ongoing understanding of what is stalking with light. It is literally stalking, and it is stalking with a light source that one would otherwise assume is the sun if they're not a third party or a state actor that is genuinely ignorant about the criminal system. Okay, I'm not talking about third parties that are like, oh no, that's the sun and you're crazy. I'm not talking about those. That's a means of prosecution. It's a malicious system. I'm speaking to those that are genuinely ignorant, understanding what stalking with light is. It is literally, as I have termed it, you are stalking, and you are stalking with a light source that is not the sun. Okay, and to engage in that conduct is demonic. It is derived from that which is of Satan. It's absolutely wicked. It's demented. It's twisted. Okay. And it is directly indicative of that twisted state, that demented state, the condition of those who are in that environment intentionally with knowledge of the fact that they're in that environment with you for the criminal purpose of targeting. And this is a satanic targeting system that is criminal in violation of Title 18. That's why the fake sun is over the Fontana Lewis Library at this time and remaining in conflict with documentation that I captured not only 24 hours ago, but as I have been consistently documenting what is stalking with light. That does not coexist ever, and it's impossible. If this is actually the sun, you're seeing what is that consistent conduct of remaining over any building that I am inside of and remaining over my head and in perfect alignment with me wherever I am. Okay, that is the pattern of stalking with light, and it is that which is not characteristic of the actual sun, which, by the way, would not be remaining visible over the same parking lot, because that's essentially what I captured, 9:53 a.m. to 3:15 p.m. That's over the same parking lot throughout the duration of the day. No other state in the United States, for example, would get any sun if that was actually the sun. This is just common sense. All right, it is currently 3:28 p.m. and I'm just pointing out the ongoing analysis and observation and understanding what is stalking with light, which is terrorism. And demon-possessed stalkers, just like you see in the video, what you're looking at is one that is stalking with activity, that is engaging in surveillance before your eyes, and that's going to the prosecution. That same demonic conduct is following into the bathroom. All right, psychopaths and very hovering, demented sex offenders who are tracking my every move. And that's why you have the creation of light activity in that parking lot. And that's why you have directed light touching the grounds of that parking lot. That's why you see the fake sun over the roof of that Fontana Lewis Library. All right, that is P.O.C. That is the audible activity where the sirens sounding while ongoing facilitation is underway, meaning coming in and making an announcement that is on the surface related to your job, while it is actually relevant positioning and audible activity creation, and while the state is also amplifying the sound of sirens into the library. And I did document that presence. That is a demon. That's the malicious conduct that the people engage in while they're monitoring, in concert with the third parties, the demon-possessed that are filling the venue, engaged in surveillance on behalf of that same state that's amplifying sirens. It's currently 5:53 p.m. and I did capture an image of that overweight demon-possessed stalker that works at the Fontana Lewis Library. And walking outside, the grounds are covered with what is directed light, as I've already shown, while those who are over and under the age of 18, Fontana police crossing path, while I'm walking in directed light, minions walking by me are monitoring, minions in the parking lot with their vehicles stalking with light are monitoring, and while I am walking out of the venue, I'm speaking to what is the directed light that is on the grounds while I'm currently being molested. All right, that is P.O.C. It is currently 5:53 p.m. And like I was stating, I did capture an image of that minion. She just represents the Fontana Lewis Library, which is a venue where they were engaged in ongoing sexual violence in concert with the public entity, the state of California, that's a sex offender. And where I'm documenting the P.O.C, as you can see, it is a ceaseless crime. As I've isolated the P.O.C to draw what is the greater picture, you are understanding the state is stalking everywhere that you are going. There is no First Amendment right. There is no individual presence, speech, conduct. All right. The government is stalking, and that's how it's doing it, through an environment, through the people of the state who are all demon possessed, engaging in this satanic stalking conduct together while they are monitoring with communication devices. And that's how you have what is a minion that works at any location where you at, or where you are at, or is present just at that venue where you are at, and you have that ongoing environment present. All right. And so you have what is Fontana Lewis Library. All right. You know, we're getting ready to close in 10 minutes while she's standing in the path and the state is amplifying sirens. That is the P.O.C. And what is surrounding me outside? My shadow. Okay. While the state's fake sun is over the venue and directed light is inside of that venue. Demons. All right, and that's going to the prosecution. That's a sex offender. That is the Fontana Lewis Library, engaging in malicious conduct, speaking to that demon possession, going to the prosecution of the people of the state. 7 ZTC 205, 8 PLG 154, and it's 5:55 p.m. And those sirens that you hear, the state was amplifying that inside of the library. 4 ERK 044. License plate, getting in his car, ready for crossing path 7KXE 924. And that's a molestation. He uses his brake lights and his reverse lights. That's a demon that's waiting to touch and does so. 8 VPW 943. And I want to be clear, those sirens you're not going to hear inside of the library, but nonetheless, it's directed light. So sirens that you hear is P.O.C, period. There is no form. The demonic system is revealed. 7SGS 304 and Fontana Police, like I stated, are engaging in crossing path. 8CWW091. Crossing path is what is stalking. Okay, license plate. 8CMK931. Crossing path and what is directed light while the state is amplifying the sound of sirens, P.O.C. It's 5:56 p.m. That license plate. 8BHL352, I believe. They're all coming out of the parking garage. They're in loitering in relevant position while the state is sounding sirens. 7FCA 959, I believe, or 952. I can't really see that one. This one monitoring, sitting in their car while the state is using their vehicle as lights and also loitering. 6MMG 694, excuse me. I just want to be clear, what you have is the stationary maintenance of audible activity via sirens. It's going on what is 5 minutes now, straight sirens. Okay. Now, while the psychopath listens to me document the fact that they amplified sirens inside of the library, which you cannot hear, it's engaging in what is an ongoing maintenance of audible activity, and that is 4 minutes and 24, 4 minutes and 25, 4 minutes and 26 seconds of sirens. 8JPF 918, maintaining an ongoing ability to remain audible. Recall that the sirens aren't going anywhere. It's P.O.C. nonetheless. It's directed light. 8WZG 792, 6TBE 787. 8ULY 379. 1165-103. While I have two shadows, one in front of me and one to my side. That's a demon that's stalking in the parking lot while you've got 4.5 minutes of sirens sounding. They're engaging in stalking together. These are demons. This is what is prosecuted as terrorism in the United States, in the state of California. That's exactly what it's going to be. And that you see how that is terrorism. It's entirely of a freak of nature to even fathom. I'm going to tell you where you conjure up stalking with a fake sun. It's out of the pit of hell. Okay? And this is speaking to what is a condition of a government and a condition of a people. 5 CFX 091, who stalk with light as well, who prey upon and want to touch and molest with light as well. 08712E2. They're demons as well. 8HBT470, 8CEE910. It is derived from what is demonic, of the demonic. All right, you have what is an ongoing molestation. And I did capture an image of that. They're sitting in traffic. Headlights are aiming forward, apparently. I'm on the sidewalk. I'm not in the street. And you have what is also not only molestation with light while their headlights are supposedly aiming straight in the street. That would be aiming onto the sidewalk. But you also have what is speaking to directed light. This is that engineered light while they're molesting. And let me be clear. They're molesting, touching on the front and back of my thighs, touching on what is my genitalia, just like they wouldn't be allowed with their hands. That's what they're doing with light. I'm going to prosecute the people for that. 08712E2. 8KDP249, 8CEE910, 7TFY091, 08712E2, got that one, 8HVT470, 8CLV635, 6CSF112, 88585H1, 3635F1, 8DOD204, 6FUW981, 8T RC 236, I believe. Can't see that. I don't know if that was an R or a B. 53009B2. And I did capture an image of what is molestation. All right, that's rich concentrated light that's not being aimed onto the road. It's being aimed onto me. And me, my shadows appearing on what is the Fontana Chamber of Commerce. That's the image I took at approximately 5:57 p.m. All right, this is molestation. This is a sex offender waiting to touch. 7JYT707. 21008W1 molesting, 8SVK178 molesting. License plate C7EDS 7EOS 455 8A97690. All of them sex offenders. All right, this same entity engaging in stalking in the bathroom. All right, this is the demented and sexually violent entity that is going to be prosecuted. 8FSL 552. They are entirely sexually violent creatures, demon possessed. 8HHW912. The shadows of the vehicles that are driving what is southbound on Sierra Avenue is reaching to the opposite side of the street. That is speaking to what are demons that are crossing path, monitoring me. 88075M2, directed light. Being molested with a turn signal light. That's directed light. 5XPP444. All right, and these freaks in nature, when you look at my videos, you see my documentation and you see these demon-possessed stalkers that have 4 and 5 shadows when they thought that wasn't ever going to be noticed. It's rich in my documentation. Pay attention. Those are the freaks that are stalking you in a bathroom. That's the system. Those freaks of nature have the audacity to then stalk you in a bathroom. You need to understand the terrorism that is being inflicted. And not only are commercial actors going to be prosecuted for that, you're going to drain those pockets. That's terrorism. Okay, that freak that represents the government has no business, I don't care if they have diarrhea, they represent the government. And they're just engaging in ongoing sexual violence, just having a field day being a sex offender, thinking that they'll never be identified. 6SIG296, 8LSZ631, 6KCY559, 7PRV675, 8TQP904, molesting with light, Citibank on Arrow. License RGUEZ17, license THE144S, 8AXL300, 5TLN632, 7HCB733, 8HPC536, 8HNJ858, 6KSS021, 7ZLU345, 6YXA522, 5JIC078, 8X41923, 7ZGP593, 6YBY969, 7FRC451. All right, and the one that the license plate that I cited after I said Citibank, that is a demon with knowledge of the fact that I'm documenting the demons that are on the street engages in an intentional molestation that while they are in the parking lot, okay, just making a turn in order to touch with what is directed light. That's why it's so substantial and rich. It is nonetheless a touching, and it is also occurring where that directed light is present. I want to speak to that intentional that intent to engage in such sexual violence, which is the pattern of conduct, but I'm speaking to what is that the malice with which they are sex offenders, molesting while they're listening to me document their demonic partners. 8NGS519, Omnitrans molesting. You already know about that sex offender. They're going out of business. That's what's going to happen with them when all that documentation comes out. They're going out of business. 1535428, bus 1345, license 1545833, and I'm on their cameras. 2353. You're documenting what is sexual violation, molestation by demons who are driving commercial vehicles.
P.O.C. And this one, license 1545833, they just stopped behind the other one just to make sure that they are touching with light. That's a violent sex offender, heavily documented by Omnitrans anyway. License 19776B2, the same sex offender operating license plate. 7JTL499, 8UPC847, 8JKE155. These are demons just fleeing all over the place, molesting with light, hiding on the side of buildings over here with their headlights on, monitoring. They're molesting the same, 78441G1. Omnitrans is coming and touching with light, so that demon that's sitting over here in front of a brick wall with their headlights on, monitoring on a communication device, is monitoring as well. Okay, they're molesting together. 8LCF316-02654D2. This demon that runs in the parking lot, molesting with light, 7JIL499. Getting in line of the Citibank to document themselves as well. License plate 21143B2 is the one that molests with light while I'm reading those other demons' license plate and goes to the Citibank. Document that. It is 6:04 p.m. 74827E3. P.O.C. And I'm on camera and I'm referencing at the Citibank because this is a venue and they're documenting themselves in more than one way. License plate, there is no form. This is where sexual violence is underway. The state is stalking and the state is documenting itself while those demons acting in concert with the state are going to the Citibank at Sierra and Arrow Highway. 8DAY366. All right, license plate 02654D2, crossing path again. A male wearing a blue hoodie, he just hops in line. That's how sex offenders are. That's how these demon-possessed criminals are. They just engage in sexual violence and criminal monitoring on the run and just hop into a parking lot and hop out and go make a purchase like that's going to be some form. Hop into the drive-through line for a Starbucks drink or for to make a withdrawal like that's going to be any form. It's not. It's not, but you're understanding how demons operate though. License plate 8SDN729, 5NTE426. I think I read those already. All right, these are demons that are ripe for the picking. All right, you're talking about grounds of federal prison as you engage in that multitudinous fashion of violating the person. 7WLJ951. And the way that Omnitrans, the way those group stalkers, I'm reading their license plate at Citibank engaging in that sexual violence, I understand these demons are monitoring the documentation, and that's what you're going to prosecute for as well. So you want to touch, and I'm showing you the manner with which the intent while they're touching. 8201809 is USPS. 8YIR497. I'm going to prosecute for that. Alrighty. License plate 8SDN729. While the state is amplifying impossible audible activity of the Metrolink train while I'm nearest the intersection of Sierra and Arrow. Omnitrans, bus number 1312, molesting with light. They're heading, I'm sorry, they're not molesting with light, they're crossing path. They actually are molesting with light, I'm sorry. I'm speaking to their headlights, but they are molesting because I'm currently being coded with what is directed light. That's how you have multiple shadows. They're molesting in that regard as well. 8CLV635. I'm documenting while they aim their headlights, which is the pattern of conduct, that while they are stalking you, the pattern is to touch you with light. They are violent sex offenders who then want to crouch in a bathroom and maintain presence all around you in the bathroom, stalking and engaging in surveillance, okay? Watching and listening to you use the bathroom, listening to you pull down your panties and what you do while you pull down your panties, everything that's going on while your panties are down, how long it takes for you to pull your panties up, and if you make some mismove while your panties are up and you don't just flush the toilet, somebody's going to hurry up and enter the bathroom or some noise is going to come through the wall. Demons, 7SNS126, and violent sex offenders, okay? 7TIX279. 6SILVA. Group stalking, lining the path with their headlights on, which is touching as well. License plate 8BAL97B. Operation of their communication device and monitoring. All right, and then capture an image of that, 6:08 p.m. License plate 86385T2. It is currently 6:08 p.m. That's audible activity while they are stalking in the path with light, a part of that same molestation that I just documented. All those lawless demons going around engaging in that sexual violence, which is going to be recited in a federal court. Understanding the grounds upon which the fact that they are a federal level sex offender and all the ways in which that's going to permeate in their life. once they're prosecuted and identified. License 8TSJ823. You don't violate on behalf of a government and American citizen. 7KLY570, and then just run free. Okay. Being prosecuted as that sex offender is going to have reverberating federal repercussions. 5TMX912, 8LRD903, molesting all of them. And Metrolink is engaged in the P.O.C. as well. 7D65329, while Metrolink is a means of built up of traffic, that's relevant positioning. All right, you have what is also the ongoing monitoring conduct while I'm being molested by more and more demons who are lining up in traffic. 8LQG682, molesting. 7KSN709. 7RKL179. 6TGO544. 7YBV427. 834NK, handicap. 6UGX681, 8PRV305, 7LVT730, iHeartRAJI, 8ULW512, 8NOB730, 7MWC647, I believe, 626125, 8, I can't really see that one, 7JYS574, 8SNW652, 6MVA884, 7XNM 712, can't really see that one. BU05804, that's paper. 7BIU831, 6Z80837, I believe. 6NCH923, 4RKE035, 8JPE360, 7HIL485, 8XDX463, 7VSY545, 6EYY655, 06644H3. Hold your turn, Satan. 8KAR149. There you go. 7EOR765. 6WPZ119. 8XAZ177. BU8OR81 paper. It is currently 6:11 p.m. Directed light in the nightfall, okay? Just like I show you directed light under the fake sun, I told you it has nothing to do with being under that fake sun. It's directed light, and directed light just appeared at nightfall with the absence of any fake sun, while that vehicle whose license plate I already recited that was molesting drives now down the street. BOL4, I can't really see that one, that's a Washington plate. YMC1973, 8KXN304, F443FO, molesting. 8XAZ122, 7ZAR827, 8JVZ335, 8MNT851, 8NWN549, 6VPF576, 7MLV913, 1625282, 5KCN653, 8LWF982, 84668V1, 7MTK744, 5VKK791, 8ZGY379, 4ROT087, 8URE325, 6NYF123, 638NL, handicap, 7AXG249, 8VWM703, 8BQW023, 8BYB439, 7BOF517, 7XAJ573, 7FTM883, A46NZH2, that's an out-of-state plate, or it looks like a different looking kind of plate, I think that's out-of-state. 6AOR642. See, license plate 58464J2. Want to make sure I clarify, Omnitrans was, I'm sorry, not Omnitrans, Metrolink was a means of built up of traffic. The train goes down. Did you hear any train? I didn't hear any train go by either. But the state was using the sound of the train while I am at the library. Most definitely you should have heard a train cross path, and it did not occur. I just want to document that. 1922983 or 9B3, can't really see that one. License 8BUZ369. Okay, they did drop the gates for the Metrolink train. That creates light activity, the buildup of traffic, as I was documenting. No train actually passed. I'm sorry, no train was heard passing while I'm reading license plate. And note that that's also relevant as well. 7ROV632, 7XUB632, 6CLG453, 8YGY294, 5KNL806, 7WMZ929, 7DXT758, 8PFC 361, 8ROX 664, 7R, I can't see the rest of it, 46503H2, 8RDR 454, 7YDS 129, DC 622. I can't see the rest of them, but that's a handicap license plate. Matrix Service, license 88036F1, license plate 71646R2, and every single last one of them in directed light, meaning while they are driving in a car, the shadow is dynamic, meaning the shadow is moving around the vehicle as it is driving forward. 8JLM065, V136NJ, and you've seen this, for example, the demon-possessed stalkers that, for example, are on their skateboard while I'm at the Open Family Community Library, and as you see them ride by on their skateboard or on their bike, you see their shadow moving in a circle around them while their person is remaining stationary in motion, albeit in motion, on a skateboard. 8 RIA 460. That's impossible light activity that is speaking to a demon, and that is speaking to the directed light that they're in. Okay, that's stalking. 1479377. The directed light is the ongoing indicator of what is a stalker, knows exactly who I am, is present on behalf of that entity, all right, that is maintaining that environment, which they are also facilitating and contributing to. License 6VJN161, 4705, 3, I can't really see the rest of that one, 6MGW685, 6XKJ633, 8RQD765, all of them stalkers. 6ZLX335. Only because it's pathetic am I laughing, and I'm going to prosecute by the masses. 65072T2. All right, you cannot quantify the level of sexual violence you are suffering by a government that molests repeatedly through the demons of the people of the state. 7RNH741, you can't quantify that. 7SWG453. All right, but you can place in federal prison those government actors that are engaging in that system, also engaging in the other inflictions of harm as I've documented it. And these people that are the demon-possessed stalkers, terrorists, because that's what you are when you're stalking someone and you're a demon-possessed one, acting on behalf of a government, you're a terrorist. 18509J3, all right, and you are engaging in what is that unlawful conduct that you cannot quantify with any dollar amount. It's 8JSL, I'm sorry, license 8JHT9, I can't see that, 13012X2, 7LA8060, speaking to what is necessary as a matter of justice. 8UCR870, 8YOX853. All right, it is both a civil and criminal case that is initiated as you document the government, but I just want to be clear with the level of egregious conduct, which you can't quantify. Molesting, I'll get this license plate right here, while they're molesting in operation of their communication device. I'll get that in a second. Let me get these license plates. License 7FFA114, 8EKA229, 88XHT452, 8XHT, 8N74952, BTA9206 Arizona, BM68E34, 7XQU056, 8TPN, I can't see that one, 7TUJ508, 7LZR571, 7GVB596, 8GUU254, 8RRB107, 8WXZ162, 7C91272, 7ZLE485, Omnitrans is crossing path, going toward, that's Route 61, going toward Fontana Metrolink, 8BDV753, Fontana Metrolink train station. I'm going to document these minions that molest with light and in operation of the communication device you are monitoring, and then they're also going out of their way to touch while they're monitoring. All right, that is license plate again. Let me get that. These two white males, and you hear that's talking, he's in operation of this communication device in direct light. 8WKA615. Going to third-party facilitating venue, Tattoo. Located at, what is this? 8631A. P.O.C. Well, it's also next to what is, but that one is, it's 8631B. There you go. All right, what you're going to see is those demons in operation of their communication device with demons. I'm sorry. Yeah, well, they are demons, but shadows on both sides while he's patrolling in directed light. That's the sex offender, 8WKA615. All right, you're looking at those psychopaths walking around with double shadows, 8HYJ054. And that's the sexual violence, and that's the sex offender that you're going to prosecute. Acting through the state. That's the state's P.O.C. License plate, 7NOY983, 8RVP972. 7G GO 862 8XSZ 575 47751D3 7H17324 8UZY 624 7SLV 120 6JXG 308 7VPT 904 5J 92838 8RVB 982. Understand that one that's on the sidewalk with double shadows and operation of communication monitoring with all these demons that are patrolling. 8KYF 438. 7JBG 141. They're all in directed light. They are all stalking in that same environment, engaging in what is going out of their way to touch while they're stalking, molesting my property and molesting with light. This is another demon that's aiming headlights. Paper plate BT64X43. All right, they do have a paper plate on their license. It's a Lexus SUV, a Lexus SUV, license BT64X43. That is documentation of what is molestation. The shadow of the vehicle is in front of the car. They are aiming lights. This is the demonic pattern of stalking with light. They're monitoring one and the same. So while I'm reading license plates, those are demons that are patrolling by. These are demons that are maintaining stationary presence and molesting just like the other one. While you see him walking back on the sidewalk, which you'll see because of my pictures, and he's got shadows on both his left and right side. This is why you don't need to know some demon-possessed stalker's name for any legal case against the government that is monitoring you. You're talking about what is a malicious system and psychopaths that are stalking you. License plate BT64X43, molesting with directed light, acting with those same demons. They're aiming light in what is directed light, acting with Metrolink that has now dropped the gates again, which is the creation of light activity, okay? It's 6:20 p.m. These are two aged, old, this is a female and a male. A male is in the driver's seat, just sitting on the side of the road where I am in alignment to me, aiming light. That is the ongoing stalking with light conduct. It is the same demon possession underway, okay? This is P.O.C, and the demons are lined up in traffic across the street. License plate ASHRN3 8YMG476 8680683. Kaiser Permanente is in traffic. License, let's see. Kaiser Permanente is 59768Z2. All right, they are facilitating venues in the state of California, and they're also engaging in federal stalking using interstate commerce, stalking on the roads and the highways, monitoring with communication devices in the exact same directed light, okay? And you already know that when the fake sun is arriving over me while I'm at that venue of the Kaiser Permanente in the city of Fontana, by the way, and then the state engaging keeping its fake sun in the city of Ontario over me, for example, at the B&G Plaza. Yeah, that's P.O.C. 6MEY774. And Metrolink is engaging in the creation of ongoing buildup of traffic. It's calling for what is relevant positioning and light activity on a massive scale while they use the railroads. That's relevant for federal law, by the way. License plate 1545686. That's Omnitrans. That's crossing path. Let's see. License 15394R1. License 39389B2. 5UGK341. Budget is crossing path. License 7BRM041. License 8KYZ514. License 8CKA845. 8XNB547. That is Metrolink. License 4AWM134. License paper BT97E37. License plate 7GAK102. 991JK handicap. And 7HTR693, I believe. 2608 3E2, I believe. Can't really say that one clearly. It is currently 6:23 p.m. Those are minions that are lined up on the opposite side while Metrolink is engaging in criminal facilitation, serving what is sexual violence, serving what is terrorism, and stalking on behalf of the government in concert with the people of the state, representing the people of the state. License ECH 7146 8APA 279. License 8LKE 869. License, this is paper BS 18R26. That whole buildup of traffic, what Metrolink is facilitating, all of that is serving for federal stalking. They're all stalking together. And this is a means of relevant positioning while they are all in directed light. United States Postal Service is crossing path. 6:23 p.m. 8NQW575, 8RRU158, 87HZD753, 8NMJ017, 6PYU970. 6AU, I can't really see that one. 7RBW916, 8655272, 8LIE307, 57583N1, 39646F3, 7FLW660, 7REK808, 8BLT109, 6LBZ. I can't see the rest on. License plate BU76MO1, that's paper, 8KHS782, 6NYH902, 8CSB869, 7WIN060, 8LWE530. All of these demons that are monitoring license 7BCG095. All right, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 shadows while these demons are crossing path. License plate 2924683, 7UIA976, 8GFB368, YRNODSY, 8HKL446, 8RXA627, 8WBP085, 8KIR452, KIR, 7HEC623, 8WMT609, license 23628R2, 97946K2, 143 MRF, Washington, license 8, oh, they're crossing path already. They were loitering. 8UUR072, 8VSZ374, 8UTJ441, 8KKL197, 8SZB790, 8MRJ001, 8BLX799, BR41T31 paper, K*TSONS, 7PLS989, 7WIJ482, BE85JL6 paper. All right, understand Metrolink is directly engaged in that P.O.C, all right? That buildup of traffic is a tactic of relevant positioning and demons that are engaging in relevant positioning together, all of them with communication devices in what is directed light. All right, this is why I'm able to capture what are shadows surrounding that demon that's walking by after molesting with the headlights. All right, this is why I have 4 shadows as I'm looking at their license plate, and this is supposed to be headlights, but I've got 4 shadows. Those are not ordinary headlights. This is directed light. You are a stalker. You know exactly who I am. You know where I am. You know exactly what I'm doing. You're stalking in concert with the state as well. Metrolink directly engaged in that, okay? Creating light activity in that engineered environment, that is facilitating conduct and it's demon possession. License plate 7DLT288, patrolling, makes a U-turn at the end of the street. That's a demon that's pacing. I want to be clear, as I'm documenting the group all together, understand they're one entity, essentially pacing as one. This is the entity maintaining group presence. That's what pacing is. 38015U2, 6KJM399, 8LAE816, 7ZEE220, 7UJW973, 7YEV409, 6TGJ776, license plates, paper BT29EO5, paper 8RQX360, that's not paper, YMC1973, 5VJU, I can't really see the rest of them, 5KLV213, 7RNU400, 8N35109, 8HYP187, 6ZNM627, 8WSN250, 7GCB820, 7XQV476, 7JWF834, 8ECT064, I believe. Can't really see that one. 8NRV745. And those demons that I captured, what I said, the old man and the old woman that were aiming their lights, they were molesting as well, stalking in the path with their lights on. They are loitering in relevant position. They turn their lights off as I walk by again, which is the creation of light activity. Light activity remains, first of all, I'm being molested with directed light. This is how you have multiple shadows. The state's engineer light is present. They are stalking. They are in operation of their communication devices, and they are remaining sitting in their car in the dark. I just want to be, that's called stalking in the path. They're maintaining presence. They're just stalking on the side of the road. All right, I want to document that at 628, and again, that license plate, it's 6:28 p.m. And again, that license plate is BT64X43, engaging in that maintenance of presence while I am standing here documenting license plates, okay? Their VIN number is JTJYARBZ9K2131805. It says it expires January 15th, 2022. It's a 2019, what is that? A 2019 Lexus, yeah, SUV. It is 6:29 p.m. And they are sex offenders, okay? as are all of them. You're talking about stalking with light, all manner of sexual violence while you're stalking, you're touching, and doing so on behalf of a government in an entirely demented manner. 8MJP448, license plate 87600. Y2, can't see the rest of it, it's a security vehicle. 25061D1, 7FAS366, 48TK481, 7RQE692. I can't see that one. 6VHL 819, 8TVJO72, 87879Y2, 6W99755. It's currently 6:29 p.m. 8VNS 827. 7DEA624, I believe. Can't really see that one. 7WJH. Can't see the first one. 8TQL136. 4XNM888. 18269E2. 8HXE576. 7ZKB701. And these are driving, again, north and south on Sierra. License plate 8KFW560. That is maintenance on behalf of the government. Those are all stalkers and those are all violent sex offenders. They are demon-possessed psychopaths. This is a demonic system, and I'm identifying demons. And while I'm documenting criminal activity that is being engaged in on behalf of a government that is operating this monitoring system. So all of that, including those commercial actors, Kaiser Permanente engaging in that criminal conduct, revealing what is demon possession. I've already shown you that I documented medical workers. It doesn't matter what particular hospital it's from. This is a state system, and there's no difference. There's no differentiation between the company or the brand, if you will, that's demonstrating what is demon possession, engaging in criminal monitoring of American citizens, which is a satanic system. So as you are documented, you are identified as that, and there's no reasonable question. This is why you have double and triple shadows. That's demonic. This is why you're under a fake sun. This is why you're present in that position with the state that's stalking. You have all manner of that evidence, and then you're going to claim you're exempt from it. I don't think so. That's not how it works. And that's absolutely unreasonable under all of the totality of facts. 28914U2. And also you've got, I'm just using Kaiser because that's the one I documented, the fake sun over their venue. And then you have what is a Kaiser because the demons know I'm documenting, know what I say. Then you have a Kaiser employee come cross path while I'm sitting outside under that fake sun. This is license 1370393, Omnitrans sex offender, right? Molesting. It is 6:32 p.m. And that is Route 14 that's leaving Fontana Metrolink. This is an out-of-service bus. They changed the signs. They're stalking. First of all, Omnitrans doesn't have any for them, but they changed the signs anyway. 1234513, bus 1220 that says it's out of service right now at 6:32 p.m. They are stalking and monitoring me. 8YIX495. License 7NXR325. License 6TWU785. 5XSL896. 5XDE205. 7GPY1, I can't see the rest of that one. 71726Y1. 8TNT520. 8UPM592. And the significance of that, what I'm stating to, is that the Omnitrans, for example, and this is what third parties do, period, but Omnitrans is a company, you can identify what they're doing. They will have a bus come out of nowhere, slap whatever sign they want, including out of service, just so that they can cross past the molest, okay? They're engaging in maintenance of light and maintenance of presence, and that's exactly what that's significant to. They're stalking. All right, and they literally change the signage on the bus at the drop of a dime. They do whatever they got to do. That's a sex offender, that's a stalker, that's a psychopath. All right, that's demonic activity as you are identifying it by a company brand. Okay, same psychopath. Alrighty, and that's the P.O.C. It is currently, by the way, 6:33 p.m. All right, license plate 7ZDK488. 6WSR864, 5PJB941. My shadow's reaching across to the opposite side of the street, by the way. This is a sex offender, license plate. I can't see that one, too dark. They're all sex offenders, but I'm just letting you know I'm at the intersection of Orange Way and Sierra. My shadow is reaching all the way across to the opposite side of the crosswalk. right? That's what Omnitrans is engaging in with an out-of-service bus and with the Route 14 bus in order to molest at the intersection. They're sex offenders. That is the intent. That's the motive behind sexual violence. And you're a sex offender and you're stalking with the government. AGIV 226. And why? Because that is abnormal light. That's not normal light. It's unnaturally occurring. And it is the same for analysis for what is a fake sun and directed light. It is also speaking to your knowledge of who I am, the fact that you are indeed a stalker. That's exactly what directed light is revealing. And you're going to run that tape and engage in thousands of prosecutions. GG813, handicap. That's exactly what you're going to do. That's direct evidence of a stalker, of a demon-possessed one posing a threat in whatever capacities that they pose that threat, the government directly and the people of the state. Because you're going into what is the life. This is public corruption. And as the people are prosecuted in the ways in which that revealing of that condition, that dangerous condition, obviously they are posing a threat. They are monitoring, threatening the life and sexually violating perpetually an American citizen who documented it. All right. And so you are going to disarm the people. All right. And you're speaking to what is necessary with regard to all the ways in which, like I stated earlier, that's going to permeate in the life of a third party group stalker who is monitoring American citizens, stalking and terrorizing and sexually violating American citizens. 1590830. Omnitrans stalking with light activity. License plate 8W. I can't see that one. 8YNW or 8YNY 703, I believe. 8LVB009, 6XLC 384, 7VJA, I can't see that one, 8WWL 204, 7AGB 374, 8JX, I can't see that one, 1452381, that's Fontana Police, demon possessed, stalking, molesting, 7RKC 162. And that's Fontana Police going south at 6:36 p.m. by the way, south on Sierra Avenue. 8AAL 859. All right, you're paying attention to also the frequency with which the train is used as a means of P.O.C. It is, again, it's 6:36 p.m. That's why I document that. It's used for federal stalking. And that is literally a commercial brand that is stalking an American citizen. All right, and that's the use of the train to do so. That's relevant for what is interstate commerce. And that is the third time since I exited the Fontana Lewis Library. And that is a train that's going eastbound. And actually a train that is on the tracks as opposed to using the gates of the train and no train passing, and then dropping the gates again. And you have what is a third, it is 6:36, it's minutes later as I have crossed the street, and that's another train that does not stop at the Fontana Metrolink train station. Proceeds, that's engagement in the elements, by the way, that's all it's serving. Audible activity, light activity, the demons that are in traffic are monitoring to that activity creation. 6CWU152 included. All right, La Tapatia Furniture, monitoring. Molesting is 61295D3. DGY485 is a Colorado plate. And this light activity is created by license plate 89946C1. This is La Tapatia Furniture, and I'll get this address right now. All right, those demons that are creating light activity at La Tapatia, they close their door at the same time that I snap the picture. They can board whatever they want onto their truck. They're demons that are monitoring. That's why you have that simultaneity of activity creation as I am operating the phone. All right, again, that's license 89946C1 while they are loading in what is directed light, while Metrolink is creating audible activity. This is the address of 8806 Sierra Avenue, La Tapatia Furniture, P.O.C. WANDA25 7YGB 795. License plate 5PVK 796, I believe. Mission Cristiana La Hermosa at 8812 Sierra Avenue. Looks like El Monte Insurance at 8814 Sierra Avenue. Goodfellas Barbershop at 8816 Sierra Avenue, monitoring. 7LXW369 and license plate 6HGY677, in case I did not read that one. License plate 7TJE192. License 7AGJ915. This is located at 8822 Sierra Avenue, Los Molcajetes Salvadorian restaurant. They're monitoring. License 7AGJ915. I read that one. 261KT. That's a handicap license plate. Across the street, they're maintaining presence stopped on the side of the road with their lights. This is for purposes of relevant positioning, and I remain subject to molestation with directed light. That's why my shadow is on both sides of me and appearing on the gate beside of me, on the side of me, okay? License 6, I can't really see that one. That's a white van. I can't see it. This is license plate. I'm sorry, this is the venue of, what is this? Another foreign restaurant? Well, it's a venue. And I am being molested with directed light, and they are in relevant position. Doña Timos, Mexican Grill and Cantina, they're monitoring. License BH698, handicap 6UEL247, 8UMU170, 8TDJ288, 5YAK352, 8VJG285. 8XST250, 7Z05616, 4CBU444, 8VJG285, 6ZZC654, 34601Z2, BP36K24 paper, 5FMD912. Alrighty, P.O.C. It's 6:40 p.m. Alrighty, documenting in a parking lot where a group stalker that knows exactly where I'm at is crossing path in what is directed light. That is speaking to a stalker that knows exactly where I am, who I am, what I'm doing as I'm doing it. And as I document that video, that's crossing a path, that's stalking with activity as I'm in operation of my phone. And in that parking lot, I'm showing you what are multiple shadows. As I documented what are third parties who are also in relevant positions via license plate. It is currently 6:41 p.m. And that was a massive orgy by the state, molesting via the people of the state, okay? They are demons, they are freaks of nature who are touching on you with their instruments of criminal conduct, not only stalking in that incredible manner as a group representing the government vicariously, but then touching and molesting altogether every move that you make, waiting to touch you, okay? That is the mindset of a sex offender, by the way. It is 6:42 p.m., 8UTJ441, 8KXC 617, 6KUP 918, and Fontana PD crossing path, like I stated, the same light activity present while they are crossing path on Sierra. License. This is Baker's located at 8882 Sierra Avenue, 85575D2, and molesting at Baker's is 45481K1. It is currently 6:42 p.m. And again, how is that a molestation? They're molesting with directed light via sitting in a drive-through, and that's a stalker that knows who I am and knows exactly where I am, is stalking in the path with a means of touching, okay? And doing it by the drive-through of Baker's at 8882 Sierra Avenue, 7FPM105, 7ZQL109, 7WYC 236, 8WWL204 is now at the ARCO. All right, I believe I documented that demon already. 6W97484. P.O.C. at 6:43 p.m. All right, directed light is on the wall of the ARCO while demons are riding their bike and while this demon is reversing. And again, that demon's license plate, this is a white male, 74901H2. He's stalking and he's waiting for me to exit. That light activity on the wall is activity creation in concert with those that are on bikes, okay? Aiming headlights, this demon with license plate and Omnitrans, as you hear, they're on Sierra monitoring together. This is license plate DT223, that's a handicap license plate. Let me make sure I got this, is 6W9748. I think I read that one already. That is Route 61, bus 2354 at 6:46 p.m. I want to make sure I document that. They engage in all kind of chicanery with their bus schedules while they're stalking me. And that's a breakdown of that. License plate, it's prosecuted as harassment while you're monitoring and stalking with the government. It's 6:46 p.m. License 02044837 7BHZ 639, 7 RUB 714, 6. I can't really see that one. But the Baker's that has a directed light, this demon is crossing path 8HKL 905, the same venue where they're molesting via the drive-thru. And I'm letting you know there's directed light on the brick wall. There's no form for that period, but I'm going to go even further, let you know about that. 5RJR 909, that's audible activity while I'm being molested with directed light, okay? And matter of fact, let's get all the sex offenders in line. They are literally ordering French fries and burgers at Baker's while engaging in criminal activity simultaneously. All right, that's California for you. License plate 6URW016. It is 6:47 p.m. See, license plate 8VEY105, 8JGJ927, 6SXW884. All right, and these demons engaging in criminal activity while they're sitting in relevant position in a drive-through line. License plate 6RRJ816. 21172R2, 7BHC588, 5ENC737. I think I read that one already. 7KRV303 and 8GNR903. All right, I showed you what is also directed light while demons are sitting at the Baker's drive-thru. Guess what? I'm being molested with directed light. That's why I have two shadows in front of me. And I took a picture of that while I'm reading so that you're understanding what is the ongoing P.O.C. while demons are maliciously present via relevant positioning in a drive-thru of a facilitating venue where there is absolutely no form or protection from federal prosecution. And that as a sex offender, right, in concert with the government. That's why I have multiple shadows at the Baker's drive-thru. And the rest of these license plates, 7VWT504, 8WGF121, 7KRV303. Yeah, make sure I got all of those. All right, and that was documentation of sexual violence via stalking in a drive-thru where they know exactly where I am and they know exactly who I am, and they are stalking in relevant position to that sexually violent and criminal end. All right, which is a demon. That's a psychopath. And this is the condition of the people of the state. Alrighty, it is 6:50 p.m. and those images are captured. You can look at that. It's impossible light activity. Otherwise referred to as directed light. You can go to any random parking lot and capture that. You're talking about what is a government that is monitoring. A government that is monitoring is stalking. A government is stalking with that massive method of light activity because it's not doing it by itself. It's doing it with the demons. Necessarily, it's a demonic environment with the demons that surround you. 8LRT0, I can't see that one, 8TQL136, I believe. 6PSV170. 7DHH939. And again, in that parking lot of Doña Timos, welcome, bienvenidos, Doña Timos Mexican Grill and Cantina. They're monitoring. And I documented the vehicles and the directed light that I'm being molested by in that parking lot, for which there is no form. Any of them that are American citizens, that's grounds for deportation. It's located at 8836 Sierra Avenue. And let me be clear, it's an ongoing pattern of conduct. The same government is acting through the same group, the people of the state. All right? You're talking about that sexual violence that I'm documenting as I'm walking down the street. They're part of that same ongoing molestation, which I'm also showing while I'm covered in with direct light. That's why I have multiple shadows in that parking lot where I'm documenting those license plates. But nonetheless, all those demons that were engaging in all that flight around at the Citibank and engaging in crazy turning in the parking lot just so that they can molest and touch because they know that I'm documenting the demons in the street. All right, they're demons that are engaging in conduct together. All right, they're part of that same conduct. They're not separate because they're sitting in a restaurant down the street 20 minutes after that happened. They're the same demons monitoring together, including the demons of Mission Cristiana La Hermosa. That senor from 8812 on Sierra Avenue just opened the door to engage in crossing a path. All right? He's in a demonic environment, and that's the true conduct, not what you call your venue. It's not a true church. It's demonic activity. It is 6:52 p.m. Stalking at the stoplight, 8MEA275. And again, this Colorado license plate, I read. I'm going to read it again. It's DGY485 at the La Tapatia Furniture, where they were engaging in stalking with activity, loading furniture on their vehicle while they're creating light activity, in directed light, and engaging in the demonic pattern of stalking with activity. As I switch to take a picture, that's operation of a communication device, which demons are focused on, and that's why they engage in that pattern of stalking with noise, and are poised to do so. That's called a psychopath. It is currently 6:53 p.m. The revealing of this system in the state of California is the strip down of what is a malicious operation by a government, and it is revealing how pathetic the minions of the state of California are. All right? And obviously they know how pathetic they are. You're talking about weaves galore, plastic surgeries galore. They don't even like themselves, okay? They don't even like their own existence, and this is the reality. And you're never going to see that admission on their Facebook and or TikTok pages, where they act like they have it popping. All right? They're pathetic. They are literally stalking one person. That's as pathetic, and that is as much of an admission that you could ever provide as to how pathetic you are. REPUB. That's the license plate. That's a white pickup truck. That's a bald Latino male. And monitoring with Omnitrans, who's lined up at the Fontana Metrolink train station. They're stalking in directed light and creating light activity systematically under the guise of a business. This is the government acting through that commercial brand, and you're going to prosecute that. License 5VYS145. It's 6:54 p.m. and I have walked back to the venue at the Fontana Metrolink train station. This is actually a state facilitating venue. It's operated by the city of Fontana. Criminal conduct underway here. 10604Y2, 6MRR273. Omnitrans stalking with light, 1404973, bus 1329. License 8WJJ349, 6AOR642, 8JLM065, 7ZXM089, 8TKB252, 8JNH534, 8MIT153, 57488T2, 6LKT843, 7AJP826, 8AKG895, 8WXU055, 7PGP664, 8U62403, I believe, 8LYN175, and it is 6:55 p.m. 1544155. That was Victor Valley. That's a bus transit line engaging in the P.O.C, stalking in relevant position at the Fontana Metrolink train station on the Orange Way Street. This is the same position that the Route 66 stops at, but they stop anywhere, especially as they know I'm documenting. So they'll not stop, park at their bus stalls. They'll park on the side of the street. That Victor Valley bus with that license plate was parked in relevant position where the buses stop on the outside of the Fontana Metrolink train station. By the way, they're stopped on the They were stopped on Orange Way, at the entrance, at the front of the entrance, not on the grounds of the Fontana Metrolink train station. I just want to document that. And they cross path as I'm approaching. While I am also, by the way, they are monitoring, but I'm also going to speak to what I'm doing on the internet. They are definitely monitoring, and I am being molested with what is the engineered light for purposes of monitoring with communication devices. And they are crossing path in that environment using a Victor Valley transit bus, and then proceeding while I am uploading my podcast that I just documented an hour of for the prosecution of the people of the state who are violent sex offenders. And that's what that documentation is of as I exit the venue of the Fontana Metrolink train. I'm sorry, of the Fontana Lewis Library, where that psychopath is engaging and making an announcement as though she's focused on her job when she is stalking and monitoring and sexually violating an American citizen while the state is amplifying the sound of sirens inside of that venue. That's P.O.C. That's a psychopath. And then the sex offenders that I documented by the hundreds. It is currently 6:58 p.m. at Fontana Metrolink train station. Omnitrans is engaging in an ongoing sex offense. They're molesting while they're stalking. All right. This is a business that's engaging in the criminal conduct on behalf of a government, in no way engaging in any valid business, and has no valid posture in a federal court for what is federal stalking by the government. It's 6:58 p.m. P.O.C. Oh, to that end, let me get this license that's monitoring. This is Route 66, bus number license 1302445. And the driver is in operation of a communication device. Right now, it's 6:59 p.m. P.O.C. All right, Omnitrans is crossing path. This is another Route 14 at 7 p.m. And also Fontana Metrolink trains, I'm sorry, the Metrolink train. The other one was 6:36 p.m. and this is 7 p.m. License 1420090, crossing path, that's bus number 1296 with the sign on it at this time at 7 p.m. that it's Route 14 going downtown. And that is the train sounding. That is actually stopping at the Fontana Metrolink train station as opposed to the other one. And it is 7 p.m. That's the 4th Metrolink train. That's P.O.C. It's audible activity nonetheless, but I'm documenting how the entity uses buses and trains to engage in criminal conduct, and those are instrumentalities of interstate commerce. The state is doing the same thing with planes and helicopters. All right, this is P.O.C. All right, 7:19 p.m. This is 10 minutes later. Departing, going eastbound at 7:08 p.m. This is 7:19, 11 minutes. Another Fontana Metrolink train. Another Metrolink train arriving at Fontana Metrolink while they are monitoring on the venue of the internet. And so this is to upload a video that is approximately, I believe it's about maybe 40 seconds long. And it is speaking to what is the slowing down of internet. And I'm capturing images of, so Metrolink is relevant to what is audible activity and what is the engineered light and crossing a path. Everybody on that Metrolink train is monitoring. The demons are at the bus stop that you hear, ha ha ha, that's audible activity while they're pacing around in directed light. They have multiple shadows, and you have what are demons that are third parties that are crossing path on the streets in directed light. And Omnitrans itself, which are demons that are using the buses for the same elements. And the image that I took of the driver of Route 61 that's currently here creating light activity, this demon arrives. She literally sits on the bus in relevant position. I'm sitting on the bench. She stands out, closes the door, turns the lights down, and then just stands on the bus in alignment to me and waits until I engage in a change of activity on my phone. And this is when she then opens the door and crosses path. That creates light activity on the bus, and you're also looking at what she's walking. She's walking in directed light. She's engaging in the elements of monitoring pursuant to a demonic behavior pattern of stalking with activity that is simultaneity of conduct on the internet, on a communication device. This is monitoring, and this is also a demon. And that's captured in a picture. And they are monitoring on the internet as well. This is 1 hour and 8 minutes to upload video number 2021. I'm sorry, the ID of this, the timestamp, if you will, 2021-1203_184040. That's 6:40 p.m. That is of the light activity in that dark parking lot where the entity is stalking, and I'm being molested in what is a dark parking lot that's filled with directed light. They're engaging in trying to obstruct the ability to upload that. I'm going to upload it, and I'm also speaking to what is demonic activity while Metrolink is engaging in that, while Omnitrans is engaging in that, and they merely represent the people of the state. It's currently 7:21 p.m. and what you're hearing is the Metrolink train. 7:21 p.m. remaining only this time for 3 minutes. Alrighty, that's 895 is the number on that bus, and it's going the same direction, which is eastbound. That's P.O.C. for Metrolink engaging in the P.O.C. on behalf of the state. Everyone on that train is monitoring, and that's why you have the frequency of the use of the train. And you're also remembering the environment. It's in directed light. And so that is, even if Metrolink was not so obviously engaging in the P.O.C. By the frequency and the unpredictability of that train schedule, you're talking about it's occurring in directed light. All right. And it's the same thing under the fake sun. It is currently 7:22 p.m. and that is the 5th Metrolink train. And that is going eastbound, arriving from 7:19 to 7:22 P.O.C. The other thing I want to document, the bus that is Route 61, the demon that is using the bus as a means of engagement in the element, stalking with activity using a bus, that's license plate 1404991, and this is bus number 1331, and that is speaking to what is the terrorism and sexual violence as you're engaging in the state's P.O.C. by a company. This is a commercial means of engaging in that. The same exact sexual violence and terrorism and federal stalking conduct. That's a license plate. And the other license plate of the third party Omnitrans loitering in relevant position, that was license 1545686. It is currently 723 P.O.C. And there is another bus here right now, actually molesting as well. A demon, it is present, creating what is light while demons are pacing in it. A shadow reaching from where they're at the back of the Route 61 bus all the way up past me. These are psychopaths. License plate 1545945. P.O.C. He's also going to be on camera. He's got on a Fila sweatshirt. That's pacing conduct in direct light. 7:24 p.m. And that license plate is Route 66. I want to document the bus schedule says 7:20 for taking off, and they're engaging in P.O.C. while not taking off on time, and this is pursuant to the criminal activity they're engaged in. This female now getting on the bus, and she does so as I'm in operation on my communication device, monitoring everything I'm saying, at 7:24 p.m. Are you getting on? Okay, I'll get on after you. All right, we're taking off at 7:27 p.m. I just want to document that. It is not because of any non-arrival. They're literally monitoring, engaging in criminal conduct, and I want to document the fact that the published schedule says 7:20 p.m. we're supposed to be taking off from the train station, and they're monitoring. So this is the context to what is that delay from arrival. This is the pattern of conduct, though, with regard to when I'm not on the bus as well, and Omnitrans is engaging in all sort of chicanery with the schedule. The same thing that Metrolink is doing, as I'm showing, documenting while all the frequency with which the eastbound train is repeatedly going eastbound, arriving repeatedly, not stopping at the train stop, and then arriving, passing it up, and then remaining for 8 minutes, then remaining for 3 minutes. Engaging in the pattern of conduct is what they are doing, and I just want to document that. It is currently 7:27 p.m., and this is criminal activity, and this is the abnormality of those published schedules while they are operating a business, engaging in criminal activity in concert with the state. All right, it's 7:28 p.m., and this is speaking to what governs. The pattern of conduct is what is governing. Their operation of a business is the outward form for that criminal conduct, which is also sexually violent, and it is also terrorism. All right, 7:28 P.O.C. Documenting that's Metrolink, that is here since 7 p.m. and remaining until 7:08 p.m. and taking off. It is going eastbound. This is P.O.C. And I used to ride the train, and I'm just saying, I used to ride the train to Los Angeles and back, and the train stops are not ordinarily 8 minutes long, and also the trains did not pass up the stations. I just want to, and they also were not running this frequently, every 20 minutes, every 5 minutes, every 30 minutes. It depends on P.O.C. That's what Metrolink is doing. Anyway, it's 7:08 p.m. Undocumented Metrolink engaging in the P.O.C. (94303H3). It is 7:32 p.m. They are monitoring, driving down Sierra Avenue. License 8VQW044, 6MQT951 or 957. I can't really see that one. It's currently 7:33 p.m. 24124E3, BU659. BU659, I want to say P2, P as in Paul, that's a paper plate. I'm sorry, BU65P92, paper. Seven VWL, I can't see the rest of it. We are at what is Marigold and Sierra Avenue, where they are monitoring in the plaza that is enveloped with the, I believe that is a Rite Aid, CVS, the Del Taco, and across the street is the El Super Plaza. They're monitoring, and that's outside of the bus. They're monitoring as they're getting on the bus. They're monitoring as they are on camera on the bus. All right, the ongoing environment is being maintained. It's 7:34 p.m. And this is bus number 1331. I recited the license plate already. It's driven by a female. (8MWF746), monitoring with the Ontario Fire Department. They restarted their sirens right now as I started recording. They had already been sounding a series of sirens, and then it stops. As I start recording, that's called Stalking with Activity. And there it is 7:51 p.m.
you're understanding what is the hallmark of sirens while they're monitoring the documentation. The Ontario Fire Department, they're going to federal prison. They've been engaged in kidnapping, and they are monitoring in violation of Title 18, excuse me. And they are also engaging what is ongoing terrorism while they're monitoring the documentation, serving for their prosecution. That is American Medical Response crossing path next. Monitoring with the people of the state. This is including the Omnitrans, which the license plate I already recited. Everybody on this bus is monitoring in concert with the minions whose license plate are outside. Let me see. It's currently 7:52. The fire department is a means of audible activity. American Medical Response is a means of audible activity. They're monitoring. We are currently on, I believe, San Bernardino Avenue. I will see in a second. But that is the same exact P.O.C. that they are doing under the fake sun while directed light is beside their vehicle. Directed light is on the bus, and directed light is covering the grounds that they are patrolling using emergency vehicles. All right, license. These psychopaths are so pathetic. 7MSV777, monitoring with the Ontario Fire Department and American Medical Response. And this is at Ontario Mills. The venue of Ontario Mills, the Costco across the street, the Panera Bread, all these venues are monitoring. W597V0. License plate. 8PRK486, monitoring with the same entity that just sounded sirens, and then repeats the sirens. They stop as soon as I start recording. That's called stalking with activity. As soon as I started recording, they resume sirens. Everything is focused on what I'm doing, and these are demons. 8RZM064. 8NFW504. 8MTP256. 8XTS315. And it's currently 7:53 p.m. 8PCN896. 8NFW504. That's the correct license plate. 7MSV777. And again, this is the venue of Ontario Mills. 8RZM, I can't really see that one. 8X, I read that one. They're all in traffic, engaging in criminal conduct. All of these demons driving in directed light. Stalking. P.O.C. 7:54 p.m. The Bank of America on, I believe this is 4th Street. We're not on San Bernardino. This is Ontario Mills, so this is 4th Street, where the state was sounding sirens. It's the Bank of America, the TJ Maxx, the Bed Bath & Beyond. They're all monitoring. This is Panera Bread, Lazy Dog. They're all monitoring. And the Ontario Mills is on the opposite side of the street. 8UDD092. 8RZM084, in case I did not read that one correctly. Famous Dave's monitoring. I'm just reading the names of these restaurants while we are crossing path, while the state is moving directed light on the bus. 85165T1. At what is 4th Street and Milliken at 7:55 p.m. (6RGK178) 8XVX388. It's 7:56 p.m. And again, that was American Medical Response and the Ontario Fire Department. Alrighty, that is Omnitrans, bus number 1331. That is license plate 1404991.
All right, these minions are monitoring license 8LSY084. It is, by the way, 8:24 p.m. 6 PEP 678, I believe. I can't really see that one. 6S, I can't see that one either. You have, this is directed light on the bus and directed light while the directed light does not cease to exist. It's an ongoing environment, all right, stalking within environment. And so they are patrolling in traffic and on, what is it, the Ontario Town Square. Directed light is on the wall while the Ontario police are stalking in the path. This is Metro 102, Ontario Town Square, and the Ontario police in relevant position. It is directed light while they are present under the form. It's the same thing with the Route 66. Those were demons in directed light. Ontario police monitoring, engaging in the same exact pattern of conduct. 8DQT 685 paces up and down the street. It is currently 8:25 p.m. License plate. See, this is license 8SFX951. It's 8:26 p.m. License 8CXZ250. They're monitoring with the Ontario Police, who is loitering in relevant position in directed light, using their police vehicles. All right. This is the guise of some event where the same exact state system is underway. Chaffee Joint Union High School is crossing path in this environment. License. Oh, good. We're monitoring with children. Let me get this license plate. Engaging in the P.O.C. This is license plate 1407335. Seven NWK013, 8RTR537, 7GBC437, 4WON432. This is a psychopath that's acting like she doesn't know where I am, and she is monitoring with the rest of these demons, and that's what I mean by a psychopath. Whew. Okay, it is 8:31 p.m. This is P.O.C. License, let's see, 8SZU808, C1S8327, it's 8:32 p.m. 8DJT037, 8EPS748, 8XVX174, 70432G3, 8WRL698, 77311K1, 8RST747, 4727GH3, 8DJS095, 5ADK509, 8HWK428, 8APB651, 8JXC986, 7HIY541, 6LHC, I can't even see that one, 8DFZ627, 5114, 9X1, 7J94551, 8AUN178, 8PO, I can't really see that. It ends with 481, but I couldn't see the whole license plate. 7DQA563, 8WNN018.
Damn it. Wait a minute. Oh, it's not live. This is
All right, it is currently 8:34 p.m.